Good morning, afternoon, just. So this is my new ride. Been looking for one of these for almost a little over a year, maybe. It's a Honda Element. I've wanted to get one of these. A lot of people call them a box on wheels. I call them a very modular, customizable potential camper slash living space. So only just picked it up maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week. The end of it's been about maybe 10 days since I bought it. I have a little bit of rattle in here. I'm not really sure how it's going to look when we're done, but anyway, we'll check this out anyway. So I just wrote a post on Crossroads, being at the crossroads of your life, and how you're often waiting for something to happen, waiting for life to sort of happen to you, and not really doing anything about it. I've actually got a draft in place that I've been working on as well, which is a very similar sort of thing, which deals with being a leader versus a follower, and how you can be a leader. There's two sort of ways you can be a leader to others, while still being a follower to your own life. What the benefits are to each of those and that sort of thing. So I'll get into that a little bit more in detail when I release that post, perhaps tomorrow or definitely this week. But what I want to talk about in regards to being at the crossroads is that you're always making choices in life, whether or not they are ones that are important or not. Choosing what you're going to have for dinner is not really probably all that super important. Whereas, choosing to completely change the way you live your life and live as a nomad and move to Chiang Mai and just start living out of your laptop would be a fairly major life change, and would also carry with it a lot of change. And change is always good in my philosophy, no matter how bad it might be or might feel. Change gives you the ability to make decisions, or forces you often to make decisions, really. One of the things that we have in our lives that we often are not very good at is following our dreams by acting on what we actually want to do. We're scared to make these decisions because anything that's different feels odd. So we just decide we choose normalcy, and we choose banality maybe, or just routine over anything different. So when there's change in your life, especially that change that is forced upon you, it forces you to alter the way that you do things, and that can, really. I find that it always ends up doing something positive. So what I really wanted to sort of mention is that we're always at a crossroads in our life, whether we think about that or not, whether we think that, we're always, or 90% of us are always putting off some form of decision in our lives to start following our dreams. And don't do it. I mean, it's that simple, or it's not that simple. But as with all life-changing advice and life-changing decisions, just even visualizing and starting to put a little bit of weight and a little bit of effort into the things that are going to make our life better will start to create that change. So if you want to go back to school, but you're scared that you're going to lose your job, or you're scared you're not going to make enough money taking hours away from your job, what are the things that you can do to make that change a little less severe and a little less stressful in your life? Perhaps you're going to decide to start saving up a little bit of money so that in your full-time job, so that once you go to school full-time or school part-time, you've got that little nest egg that you can rely on, or you can use those savings to pay for school right away, so you're not just taking out student loans. All these things are anything that's a positive change that is starting to move you towards the life that you want to lead. When you look back at your life, you won't regret any of these decisions. And a number of them require very small amounts of effort. It's the same thing that I talk about exercise. You never look back at exercise and think, wow, I wish I hadn't exercised. You might be a little stiff, you might be a little sore, but when you wake up the next morning, you're going to feel pretty glorious. And positive changes lead to positive life changes and positive life habits that replace old ones. So this video is already getting a little bit long, so I'm going to end it here, and we'll see how it looks once I upload it to YouTube. I might have to end up running some sort of anti-shake algorithm on it, as it sometimes does, to make it look a little bit better. Might hopefully help that from looking a little less like I'm on the bridge of the Enterprise. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for listening. Namaste.